Hello everyone, welcome to this very impromptu and very surprising stream, and it's in response to the announcement for Kerbal Space Program 2. I'm so excited, cannot wait, really looking forward to this. And if you hadn't already watched it, that piece of music is in the trailer, but you will see that in a second. So I get home from training last night, quick look through Twitter as I do, and I've seen the announcement and it's on Twitter and people are going mad, and I'm like, where did this come from? It's out of absolutely nowhere. But I'm glad it's happening because, as you will see in a minute, it's going to be good, I think. And I think we will start with the actual trailer. I'm probably going to get copyright strike to hell because of the music in this, but I don't really care. So let's have a look. Okay, let's get this party rolling. So first things first, let's get ourselves over to there and let's watch this, and I'm going to be quiet. Okay, so there we have it, the official cinematic announcement trailer. Yeah, so let's start this off. So as I'll just transition back to this for a second. As this screen says, the cinematic trailer was a tribute in itself to a Kerbal Space Program 1 tribute video by Sean Assail. Now, it's called Build Fly Dream. We will be going to that in a little while to show you the difference. So, what do we know so far? it's not built. It's not made by Squad. It's made by Star Theory, formerly Uber Entertainment. I believe there are some Squad developers that are in liaison with them to help them build on what they've done with Kerbal 1. Squad is still going to be about. It's working on Kerbal Space Program 1. It's still doing all of the extra DLCs and bug fixes and all of that sort of thing for Kerbal Space Program 1. Now, what do we know so far? Okay, so it's going to be new technologies. Okay, some of which we can have a look at in a minute within this trailer as we go through it a bit by bit. Okay, just transition back here. There's going to be colonies. Okay, and there's going to be interstellar travel, and there's going to be better tutorials and onboarding. Sorry, my PC, it keeps telling me to do a system update. I don't need to. Keeps telling me restart. I'll do it, and it tells me to restart again. Yeah, so there's that. Okay, big difference. We're going to run through the video again in a second, bit by bit. I'm going to turn the sound off this time because we don't need it, and it means I can talk. And then we'll have a few more talking points. So I'm actually interested, as Peter in the YouTube chat has already mentioned, what are the system specification requirements going to be? To be honest, I think I'm going to be okay, apart from my graphics card. I still haven't updated that, and I will hope to do so by the end of the year. Other things going on at the minute, and haven't started a new job and all of that as well. So let's go through this video one more time and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause this at points. Okay, so there's our first point: Star Theory, not Squad. Okay, this is not actual gameplay footage, but in a second we can see some bits here. So you'll notice there are some carryover parts here if these make it into the final game. Okay, the landing strut legs, very similar, all bar retextured and repainted and what have you, but basically the same. Again, with the same with the lander can, the little fuel tank here, the radial engines, and again the either goo canisters or fuel tanks again here, lander can, and these are all similar. These are also in the original game. Okay, the command and control, the thrusters, RCS thrusters are the same. This centre section here looks like it could be new if it makes it into the game. And I suppose these will be the Gigantor solar panels. What is definitely new here is this, that looks like some sort of engine. Let's just go back to here. Some sort of new engine, one of the new technologies, hence why all the real heat management on the vessel. Let's carry on. Okay, that could be looks like it could be a repaint or retexture, remodel of the one of the engines that's already existent, and you can see there's a great big difference in the textures of the surfaces. A lot more detail here. Again, this is a cinematic trailer, so it could be that this doesn't actually look like quite this detailed in the real game. And as here we see Bob Kerman knocking things apart with his head as Valentina looks on. regardless. And there we have, I believe, Kerbal. Now we have something new here. Launch tower. A proper launch tower. Now I hope this makes it into the game. I really do. And there we go, a heavy version of a Saturn V with 6 strap-on boosters, because it's Kerbal, why not? And it is going like the clappers. And then things start to blow up. And here we go, more new tech. So, as you may be aware if you've watched Scott Manley's video of this, the first thing you notice is the spaceship is very different from anything really you build generally in Kerbal Space Program in terms of time. This looks like it's going to be a lot quicker to build than normal. Some very cool looking parts here, and we'll get onto that in a second. But the other thing is, this is basically what looks like Duna in the original game. Now, that's great, but look at the horizon line for the sunset. It's horizontal, which is really weird, and I don't know how that's going to work, or if it's just a just for cinematic purposes. Okay, now what we've got here looks like an nuclear explosion drive, for lack of a better term, from the Orion project. This was a real theorised vessel propulsion system that used nuclear explosions to propel it forward. Okay, so basically out of here would drop a nuclear bomb and it would blow up somewhere around here, and you may get to see that in action shortly. Okay, again, so this is all like retextured versions of stuff that you can already build here. Very similar looking command module. This is not really something I've been able to build effectively in Kerbal Space Program. I don't know if we've got the proper parts yet or not, but we have got the rotational bits and what have you. Some new tanks and new sections here. These are a little bit different as well. As you can see, these are the Mark II parts that are in the current version with the, all very similar looking. And then come on, colonies. So just go back. Let's just go there. So as you can see, we have stuff to make colonies. It looks very cool, quite complicated if I'm not gonna lie. Looks like they've used inflatable modules such as Bigelow Aerospace ones here, and we have a new rover here with new wheels and what have you, and there, that explosion just then. There, this is the Orion drive, okay, in action. There we have people right. Okay, now we come on to a very cool, is it Val? Is this Val? Can't remember now. With some new tanks, new parts, massive engine. Now apparently this is a, cannot remember a proper name for it, but it's Scott Manley. He knows his stuff on this and he has already mentioned this, and it's a type of engine that has been theorised and discussed by the British Planetary Society, I believe. Uses lasers, and in true Kerbal fashion, everything blows up. We have the Epstein bar drive, what looks like the Epstein bar drive, lots of heat management, lots of new stuff, and a big old colony to boot. And then look at this, where are we? There. All new parts up here, yeah, all this just looks so cool. And rings on planets. We have rings. What I would love to see is clouds. This jewel. I knew her had been there, but it's been so long. Not literally been there, but yeah. So that is what's to come. Now, enough from me. Okay, let's go and see what the developers themselves have to say about this.
The pressure of the first big game you're working on, all of a sudden it's a thing that's like, you really can't talk about it to anyone.
I was coming to work with butterflies each day.
Whew, this is by far the biggest thing I've ever worked on. And I try not to let it go to my head and try not to get too in the clouds about it.
My parents have wondered what I have been working on for the longest time. It's always like 2 questions that come out. It's like, 1, are you still employed? And 2, can you tell me what you're working on?
My brother's a big fan, so this is a big secret I had to keep from him. I don't even know what to say. Hey, look, I'm working on KSP 2.
You don't, in general, get an opportunity to work on something that has sort of been at the center of your consciousness, or it's something that you feel genuine desire to work on. And from that perspective, this opportunity is very hard for me to process even now.
I think for me, I've always had a space fascination. So the idea of working on this game really speaks to me, because I can go there and do these things that I couldn't before. I'm an explorer at heart.
This is a game that merely gives you toys to play with and an infinite playground in which to play with them. And the things that you create, the problems that you solve, they can be as challenging as you want them to be. I haven't yet found the upper limit of what you can do, even in the original game. And we're expanding it times 1,000.
KSP has always been a fascinating game to me. There are very few games that have been able to take science and turn it into something that's truly fun.
There is nothing like Kerbal Space Program. That first moon landing I got, when I actually achieved it and designed a rocket that could do it under my own power, there was a sense of achievement and satisfaction that I had never gotten anywhere else.
My experience with the game was, after playing it for a little while, I accidentally learned a lot about physics and about orbital mechanics and about the history of rocketry and about the way rockets work. And I learned it all by accident.
We're building a platform. We want to make sure that really everything that we do, the community is able to do. I've always been a fan of developers that share their process and interact with the community, have forums, have Reddit posts, and Kerbal Space Program has consistently over the last 8 years been responsive to community feedback and gone back and forth with them on designing things. That's the reason why I'm in this industry. I wouldn't have become a game developer if it wasn't for developers inspiring me and sharing their experiences and their work.
In the beginning, there were 2 guys. It was sort of an experiment. Back then, we worked on every new release, thinking it may be the last. We had no idea it would explode the way it did.
When someone in the community says this is the best game ever made, that means a lot for us. We're just trying to keep it going and trying to make it even better.
The community is very strong. They know everything about the game. A very important part of the game is done thanks to the community. They always surprise us with the things they come up with, what we give to them and they give back to us.
It's so big and so important. I mean, the community lives it and feels it and loves it.
Half of the fun about Kerbal is failing. When you start playing KSP, you would most likely crash the first time. You will learn through failing, but each time you will get a bit further and further away. And there's always this great reward that is you being able to do something by yourself without anyone teaching you.
Kerbal Space Program is one of the most scientifically motivated games in history. It's a game that attempts to simulate essentially NASA. So Nate's asking me questions like we were at a conference together. So I go to conferences to learn about the details of the formation and evolution of planetary systems and kind of what are the limits of the future space telescopes and things that we're going to build. And he's asking me, so how come planets, how come these types of planets form this far out and those don't? And how close can planets actually orbit together? And how is their composition affected by tidal distortion? I mean, these are questions that you need to run large-scale simulations to figure out the answer to, and we still don't know astrophysically. We're trying to observe these things. So he's exactly the right sort of person to lead an effort to take something realistic and turn it into something fun. We've had quite some arguments over email about how close can these planets be together? Is that crater really physical? Can a methane lake really exist at that distance from the star? All this kind of stuff. And I kind of want to know why he's asking these questions.
Can a gas giant theoretically be stripped down to its core by a stellar event of any kind?
Do they even have a core?
So there is a story that we can tell around high-speed oblique collision, recent, so that there hasn't been an opportunity for this lava to cool.
Normal stars in the main sequence have a specific temperature and brightness. And we believe from observations that essentially those two are locked together, they're codependent.
I mean, that was a light bulb moment, right? There's something I've never seen in popular media. Have you?
The big ring system?
Well, no, the notion that a young star system might be full of ringed planets. I've never heard that in my entire life.
People barely talk about young star systems at all.
The importance of Kerbal Space Program is that it's more than just a game. It is the ability to learn and to really grow as a person. It allows you to appreciate this universe that we're in and the world around us.
When I was thinking back to my first experience with Kerbal Space Program, the thing that I think appealed to me most about the experience, and I didn't realize it at the time, was that it's inherently optimistic, that you're creating something from nothing. You're creating a space program. You're essentially, in our game, creating a civilization that spans multiple solar systems. And I can't think of anything else that's that optimistic right now in popular culture.
ASP-1 is the exploration of our nascent space program up to modern day, and KSP-2 explores the near-ish future of what this could be.
Dr. Robert Zubrin talks about how we view the year 1492. There's a bunch of stuff that happened that year, but we only remember one thing that happened that year because it had immense material impact on our current lives. And I think that's probably more true of the people who are advancing space exploration right now. We're going to be naming landmarks after the people who are currently advancing that quest.
We're in a golden age of astrophysics and space astrophysics in particular. As flagship missions get bigger and bigger and more ambitious, are we going to be able to do the next generation of them? That will be even bigger and more ambitious. Where is the limit?
Okay, so I really don't think I could have put that much better myself. It's going to be something special. The people, it's being made by fans of the original game. By the looks of it, people have, yes, they've got a couple of thousand hours in it, and yes, it may not be as much as some other people. I don't actually know where that compares to myself. I will need to look at that shortly. Let's actually have a look at that now. Yeah, so that's a lot more than me. Apparently I only have, according to this, 177 hours. That is not a lot at all. So, yeah, that is not a lot. But they've got more than me. They've got a whole load more than me. So these are real fans of the game. Okay. Now, they're passionate about it. You can see the passion. I couldn't have put it better myself. They're expanding. They're really going to town with this. They're really expanding on, from what I can tell, every aspect of the original game. I cannot wait. I really am looking forward to this. I don't know if you can tell. So what we'll do now, let's go and see the official website. And we'll see what they've got to say about it on there. A little bit more in depth. Okay, so Kerbal Space Program, the next generation of space exploration. We do not need to watch the trailer again, we've done that. And if you want to, please do feel free to go back and watch that again earlier on in this stream. So it's the sequel to the acclaimed spaceflight film. It is the sequel to the acclaimed spaceflight simulation game Kerbal Space Program from Star Theory and Private Division. With the original Kerbal Space Program having become one of the most beloved games of all time and now bigger than ever, all that being said, after 8 years since its release, currently, by the time this come out, it will probably be 9. Kerbal Space Program 2 has been fully redesigned from the ground up to meet the demands of modern and next generation space exploration, all while maintaining the monumental foundations of the first game. Build a space program, construct powerful spacecraft, I cannot talk today, design resource gathering colonies, and much more to uncover the secrets of the galaxy. A plethora of exciting new features will captivate veteran and returning players, as well as usher in a whole new wave of Kerbonauts into the ingenious and comedic world that has entertained millions of players for the last 8 years. I will add that to myself. So there'll be improved onboarding. Kerbal Space Program 2 will create a whole new generation of space flight experts who will find themselves accidentally learning rocket science. New animated tutorials, improved UI, and fully revamped assembly and flight instructions allow both experienced and novice players to quickly put their creativity to the test without sacrificing any of the challenge from the original game. In the new version, the astoundingly inventive creations that KSB is known for will be taken to a whole new level. Players will be delighted and challenged by next generation engines, parts, fuel, and much more. This new tech will not just create novel puzzles for players to solve, but will also enable new feats of space exploration with and beyond the original Kerbal system. Don't forget, guys, there is interstellar travel. Hold on 1 second. Which again is great. Okay, so brand new to Kerbal Space Program 2 are colonies. These colonies not only pose their own physics challenges but also require resource gathering to build structures, space stations, habitations and unique fuel types. Eventually these colonies become advanced enough for vehicle construction, propellant propelling deep space and beyond. Interstellar travel, next-gen tech colonies and systematic resource gathering all lead to a whole new level of exploration. Interstellar travel. In Kerbal Space Program 2, these interstellar technologies pave the way to host a host of new celestial bodies, each comprising new challenges and harbouring new secret treasures. Among them, Oven, a ringed super-Earth with relentless gravity, Rask and Rusk, a binary pair locked in a death of dance, and many more to reward exploration. Technological developments made to the foundations of Kerbal Space Program 2 will build on beloved modern capabilities of the original game. It's great news, mods are still going to be about. Love this. As well as deliver on the long requested edition of multiplayer, we are finally getting proper multiplayer support. This is fantastic. I cannot wait. If there is a way to do it, I will be creating a private server for our channel so that we can do things together as a community. Soon players will be able to share the challenges of deep space exploration. More details on these features will be released at a later time. And it will be launching on PC, PS4 and Xbox One next year. There we go, and that's what they have to say about that. Okay. So don't forget, guys, to put your questions in and comments in the comment section. I do want to create a discussion here, and we can get a chat flowing. So there we have it. That is everything I know so far. Okay. Last thing is we're going to go through the last two things, okay, for this stream today. We are going to have a look at what they've said in the Kerbal Space Program forum, and then we are going to see what the cinematic was a tribute to. So we're going to play out with the Build, Fly, Dream video from Sean S.L. So in here we're going to just quickly switch over to Kerbal forums. Kerbal Space Program, certainly, yeah, we know that. The original Kerbal Space Program is one of the beloved games of all time, and years after its release, it's bigger and better. It's really, yeah, we've read this already. So we've had the videos there in here, more info, and all of that. So they have a note here from Squad. Okay. And it says, "Hi Kerbonauts, for the past 8 years, Kerbal Space Program has continuously evolved into something larger than any of us, and all thanks go to the support of our community as well as the many talented people who have put their hearts into it. As you recently heard, Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming in 2020 thanks to the outstanding team at Star Theory Games, who we've been communicating with along the way. We are happy to say that as well as being lifelong fans of KSP who deeply understand what it makes to make this game so great, they are also skilled developers with their own rosters of games. We're confident that you'll all love what is being concocted to bring our beloved franchise to new heights. Squad will continue to support the current game, and some of us in various capacities are assisting Star Theory to make the best possible sequel. These are exciting times for Kerbonauts, so fasten your seatbelts and prepare yourself for new adventures. Happy launchings." Wow. Let's go back to this though. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at that as well. Oh, but they said it's a fact sheet. What's everyone calling me today? Okay, so where will Kerbal Space Program be to be available? PC, Xbox, and PS4. Will it be released on all digital subscription store platforms? At launch, Kerbal Space Program 2 will be launched on Steam and other digital storefronts, as well as Xbox Marketplace and PlayStation Store. It will cost roughly $60 and it will be released for the console after the PC release, which is in 2020. Why is that the case? Well, we would like to take additional time to make sure the console version feels great for players on all platforms. Instead of holding back our launch for PC fans, we plan to release separately. What can we expect? Okay, a Starfield games about brand new features, but yeah, we know this. Okay, so this is nothing that we don't already know. Improved onboarding, next-gen tech, colonies, interstellar travel, and multiplayer/modding. Kerbal Space Program 2 has undergone. Let's start that again. KSP 2 has undergone a deep structural overhaul that has enabled us to give modders unprecedented access to systems they could not touch in the original. We can't wait to reveal more details about mod support at a later date. It is running Unity, which is the same engine as what the original Kerbal Space Program used, but backwards compatibility for saves is not going to happen. It will not be compatible to bring all KSP1 saves over to KSP2. Existing mods will also not be compatible and will need to be rebuilt. Okay. There's just a standard dump from the original, from the website about the Interstellar. Okay. So, as per the previous game, realistic vehicle physics and orbital mechanics continue to be at the centre of Kerbal experience, focused on optimising vehicle physics to allow for smooth simulation of larger structures on a wider variety of PCs. Okay, and that is basically that. So, I want to just close out before transitioning over to the new video by saying thank you for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am to see this new game and to see what news the coming weeks, months and days have to offer us. I cannot wait to see what's coming. I will be posting more about this as soon as I learn more myself. Don't forget to go and check out videos from the likes of Scott Manley and Shadow Zone and his name's right in front of me. Where is it? Where is it? 1 second. Where is he? Matt Lown. Okay. Go and see those guys. They've all got their own takes on this and their own reactions, and Marcus House as well. I really want to say thank you for watching, guys. Really looking forward to this. Cannot wait to see the game. Cannot wait to see what they've got left to show us. Okay. And without further ado, I just want to say, don't forget to like, dislike, follow, subscribe, depending on your platform of choice. And I've really enjoyed doing this stream. And don't forget to check out the Twitter page at PHGaming6 and the Discord channel, which you will find a link for that in the Twitter page. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will say good night and leave you with this.